Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And this is number 6 of the W.A.R.T Series. Guilt. I hope you're all doing well. If you are watching over there on Facebook, you can join us here at youtube.com/JadeStarr or at our website, do you hear that? howtoappios.com. Let's kick things off with some sound, because we need sound. Let's start with institutional guilt. Because guilt has a history. It's ingrained in us. It's a massive part of our humanity. It's boxed up and sold to us like it's a product that we need to have, or if we don't, we'll be punished for it. It's packaged as a box full of guilt and fear, and it's institutionalized from the minute of birth. It comes in these boxes. We're born into a box in a hospital. We migrate to another box. For a lot of people, it's, again, an institution. A different kind of cross to bear. Then it's into education. Another cross. From education into workplace. If we break the law or we do something wrong, we're punished and put into another box. And if we express our creativity, or our love, or our inner feelings, we're told to control that. And again, put it in another box. The irony is, we live in a round world and everything is boxed and packaged and put together. If we feel anything, if we express anything, we like anything, we're made to feel guilty about it. And we end up in a cage, racked with guilt. But why? Who benefits? Let's talk about creativity. Because it's what we all share here, is creativity. It's kind of like the force. It surrounds us, it binds us together. It's a way of expressing ourselves. And hopefully, for a fleeting moment, be able to escape the unnerving, the never-ending, seemingly crushing endlessness of guilt that is placed on all of us. Through creativity, we're able to begin to remove the bars of the cage around us. But creativity comes with guilt as well. Should we be creating more? Can I create something better than before? How is my creativity affecting my relationships, my family, my friends, my work? Is my creativity selfish? Am I really 100% there with those around me when I'm not being creative, or am I wishing for the next time that I'm back in my creative space, creating? Are these questions that you've asked yourself in your head? You know, the stuff that goes round and round and round and round, round and round sometimes. Because it happens. It goes around and round, and we think about it, and we don't often talk about it with those who we think it may be affecting. Because as people, we've been bred, taught, manipulated into guilt. I mean, it's the basis of modern religion, ancient religion. Of your education, of your successes, your failures. I mean, sometimes it feels like, do I ever get a chance to not feel guilty? Everywhere you turn, there's something like reminding you to feel like shit. This is a world around us that is part of the system. But that doesn't mean you have to play in the system. It doesn't mean that you have to abide by the rules of the system. I mean, we're creatives. Creatives are dangerous. We're a danger to the system. Why? Because creatives think outside of the box. Creatives think outside of the box. I mean, people are afraid of anarchy, chaos. All of these things make up creativity. Danger. Getting people to think, getting people to emote, getting people to understand each other through the frequency that is music, through the textures of art, through the beautifully put together pieces of film and photography that surround us every day. There's nothing about creativity that says guilt. Creativity is a spiral, it's a circle. If you've ever looked at the universe before, what do you see? You don't see squares. You see spirals, circles. No sharp edges, no corners. When you look at flowers, No sharp edges. Our society is full of sharp edges. The boxes of guilt we're expected to carry on our shoulders forever. I don't know about you, but I don't have the strength to carry around guilt. I got enough to carry. Guilty pleasures. Think about that word, guilty pleasures. Yeah? Guilty pleasures. Let's define guilty pleasures. Something such as a film, television program, or a piece of music that one enjoys despite feeling that it is not generally held in high regard. I'm going to repeat that. Okay? Guilty pleasures. The meaning of guilty pleasures. Something such as a film, television program, or piece of music that one enjoys despite feeling that it is not generally held in high regard. Something that you like. This is a term people use willingly in life. Oh, I have a guilty pleasure. It's, I watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Oh, I watch reality TV. It's my guilty pleasure. Why the fuck are we feeling guilty about things that we like? It's insanity. It's this. It's crazy. If you've ever made music with somebody before, be it on the internet, be it in the flesh, be it in a studio, at a rehearsal studio, in a bedroom, if you've ever collaborated with art or photography or creating film together, you may have had guilt. You may have felt guilt over not finishing off your part in time. Guilty over your part not being up to scratch. You have self-doubt. This kind of doubt can lead to creative silence, where you start to shut down and feel like you're not worthy, which leads to a lack of creativity. You may have friends that you may have an issue with, and you haven't said anything to them about your issue, and you let it go, and then you feel guilty about letting it go, and then it festers, and then the other person feels like what's going on, and it breaks down. Friendships break down out of guilt. So much can break down out of guilt, yet it's just, as I said before, it's just continuously there. Seems like the system wants us to perpetually feel guilty. To what end? Like, who's it benefiting? Could you imagine if everyone was like Russ? Sorry, I couldn't resist Russ. We'd all be happy as Larry, whoever Larry is. So, how do we start to break down guilt? How do we start to... We're doing it now. This is it. This is the moment. This is where we actually are doing it. And I don't have answers. I never do. But another bar just disappeared from the cell of guilt, the box of guilt, the unnerving, crushing bullshit that is guilt, that for some reason is like a birthright. But talking about it, expressing it, identifying it, putting it out into the universe, into this world, this round spherical world that we live in. Look around you. Look at the boxes around you. The institutions are square. The buildings are rectangles. Everything sharp, everything man-made is just crushing and overpowering. And you walk through a city like Sydney or something like that, or New York, and the shadows of all these buildings just come crashing down on you like that, cutting out the sunlight, cutting out all the glory that comes from beauty and creativity and all this stuff. This concrete jungle that we're in, it's everywhere. It's crushing. And it's, by me talking about this, it's not going to go away. I don't have answers to sort this out. And I can't change what has come before us. I can't rewrite the system. But what we as individuals and people sharing experiences can help ease the burden of guilt. Yeah? By spitting it out of our mouths, by talking about it. I know I say it, I sound like a broken record on these shows about spitting this stuff out of your insides. Letting it breathe, sharing with other people, letting each other know, yes, it's something I feel. So it's honesty, it's talking about it. My God, we're creative people. We have the ability to manifest it in art, in music, in film, in photography, in dance, in theatre, whatever it is, in pottery, mosaic, glass blowing, I mean, you name it. Whatever it is that is your art, what is your creativity, let it shine. Don't feel guilty about it. If you do feel guilty about, like as I mentioned earlier, how it affects relationships, do you have time to work on your creativity and still give time to your family and job and have all the... Talk about it. Share it. We get feedback on music, right? We create music, we create art, we create photography and video, and what do? We seek feedback from people. We want to know if what we are creating is good to people, even though creativity is subjective, right? And not everybody's going to like it. In fact, most people won't like it. But when talking about things like guilt, okay, these are things that we all have carried on our shoulders and do carry, have carried, haven't asked to carry. So it's a shared experience. This is why I am doing these kind of shows, to talk about it, because I feel guilty all the time. I feel guilty every day about, am I going to create content that is going to engage people? People are going to walk away better off than when I left them before. Why are people even listening to me? Every day I think this. What do I have to offer? I've got a whole bunch of musical projects going on at the moment. And sometimes it can be absolutely crushing to try and get them all finished. And I'm not good at it. But you know what? I'm feeling less and less guilty about this kind of stuff because I'm talking about it with the people that I'm creating with. Hey, I'm not able to get that done at the moment. Hey, I'm not well at the moment. Hey, I did a little bit today. And talking about time frames and things like this and putting it out there, letting it out into the space. And as I do that, the guilt disappears. I don't feel bad about it. I feel like I'm actually communicating with somebody and feel like we're in a better place. Because far too often, with guilt too, we sit there and we think, the other person who I'm working with or collaborating with probably thinks I'm an asshole for not getting something done. And a lot of the time, guess what? People don't give a shit. They're carrying their own guilt. They're dealing every day with their own guilt. And we put this unnecessary weight on our shoulders, thinking that everybody's expecting something from them. At the same time, we're all feeling the same shit. You know? And it's the fear of making contact sometimes. These are the things that break friendships down, that end creative ventures, that lead to a lack of creativity. And you know what? I know I sound like a broken record, but we feel guilty as well when we're not creating. When we take time off from creating. And we see other people creating stuff and it's like, oh no, I see all these people doing it. Maybe I should be doing it as well. And you're allowed to take that time off. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be creative all the time. It's impossible. Which leads to balance. Because at the end of the day, you don't need to have this pressure on ourselves. You can go easy on yourself. You can, just like the last episode we talked about on success, instead of feeling guilty about things, or like, for example, is this song going to be as good as the last one I made? Might not be. Might be. Celebrate the successes instead of hunkering down in the guilt. Yeah? So I'm going to ask you guys about guilt. But I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to know in the chat, what is your guilty pleasure? Now remember, write it in the chat. What is your guilty pleasure? Remember what I said earlier. Something such as film, television, piece of music, art, something that you enjoy despite the feeling that it's not generally held to a high regard. Something that people shit all over. But to you, you like it. What is your guilty pleasure? Just give us one thing. Tell us something that you like that people crap all over. Mike Holmes says, The Carpenters. Come on, give me your guilty pleasures, the things that people crap on that you secretly love. Russ likes eating chocolate. Bubba, sugar and beef. Maybe vegetarians. Pete John says, I don't have guilty pleasures anymore, but what I'm judged on is playing Pokemon Go. See? Guilty pleasure. But it's not a guilty pleasure. It's something you like. It's what makes you happy. Right? See, Deep Gravity likes the Carpenters, Mike. Bubblegum pop from the 70s is Mary's guilty pleasure. Scott says, growing up being a Trekkie. I don't care anymore these days. Maybe liking Coldplay. Just kidding. I just know people give them shit. Ed Zielinski says, singing Barry Manilow's greatest hits. Paying to get says, calling occupants. Naughty Box says, hanging around lazy. It's not possible in Germany. Kim says, I don't want to say the real thing, so I'll say early Lady Gaga. Listen, now's your time, Kim. You're not going to get judged here. This is a safe space. Russ likes plumbers. Deep Gravity says, watching reruns of Hey Hey It's Saturday. Man, you are brave. You are brave. What's one of mine? I'll give you a few of mine. Oh dear, am I going to say this? I am going to say it. Watching The Masked Singer. And it's not because I like it. It's like I love to shit on it. I love to crap all over it. And bitch and bitch and bitch and hate it. But I love to hate it. But I would never tell anybody. So don't tell anybody. The point is, Sai says, I feel guilty about quitting a real job and doing something that I enjoy, even though it pays low. I'm not even going to touch that, Russ. Mike Holmes says, all the music I like is not trendy in the slightest. Does that matter to you? But these are the things that society has deemed guilty pleasures. We hear it all the time. My guilty pleasure is watching Big Brother. It's like, do you like it? Yeah. Then why are you fucking guilty about it? Like, because people judge. There's judgment over a television, over something that makes you happy. It's ridiculous. So, how do we change it? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'll say it again. But I guess anything like this is a step in the right direction. Anything that's talking openly about it is a step in the right direction. Yeah? Anything that can give us commonality as a species is a step in the right direction. You know, to be able to break the tradition. And this is what it is. This is tradition. And tradition doesn't necessarily mean good. In fact, tradition normally means a bag of crap. Old, archaic concepts that we continue to hang on to for absolutely no reason. We've moved way past them, but we still hold on to them. So that's why I do these shows, because I, at the same time, am trying to learn to ditch guilt, to break perfectionism, to ditch fear, to celebrate the successes. All the other 5 episodes we've done on this, I'm doing it for me. Hopefully you get something out of it. Hopefully we can all get something out of it, and we can express ourselves without fear and guilt and judgment and all the crap that is just so needless. It just stifles creativity and puts us back in that pointless box. The world's round. I don't care what you say. If you're a flat earther, you're wrong. Because it's just another square, just another sharp edge. Let's see if we can get... That nearly worked. Let's see if we can do the things that make us happy, because it's important. So, folks, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you for sharing, as always, in the chat. Saga Kadabra has written, let me catch up just in case I've missed anything. We'll go to Ed Zielinski first. So, hanging out on Clubhouse when I should be cleaning up the basement. Yes, Clubhouse is a guilty pleasure that quite a few of us are stuck in at the moment. Saga Kadabra writes, this guilty pleasure concept is kind of unknown to me. I don't care what people judge about what I love. I only feel guilty about things I judge about myself, like being lazy with chores. As Russ has just written, just own it. Do the things that make you happy. I'm going to go out and sing the song that I opened with. We have a Clubhouse opening in about 18 minutes over at Clubhouse. And I welcome you if you're a Clubhouse member. And we'll see you over there.